Thanks for tuning into the Texas Scratch King channel. In this video you will hear about CB's AK-47, the humble 1-2-time winner, one-time game lose. Let us begin. I started out in this sport in the early year of January 2008. As I had no dogs of my own, I had inquired on some dogs, but could not get hold of any. I met up with guys who were in the sport and I liked what I saw. Good dogs showing real good. But still had not found what I was looking for. In 2009 I met with more guys showed more interest and who had few dogs to show me around. I got my first real pit dog who was Bolio and Yellow Combo Jip. But still that was not enough for me. Although I have been very impressed with the dog I got from my new friend in the sport. He had a male that was called AK. AK was a dog bred from the Diablo dogs that were bred off Imp Riddick aka Bumby Johnson. AK was also bred from good dogs of Bolio and Yellow Combo as well. He was a very shy dog, tall on his legs, very puppy-like. It was on a Saturday afternoon that he called me and said he is going to have a look at the dog and if I would like see him go. I drove to his house, picked them up and drove up to the square. Face dogs and the little shy boy would not move. Dog met him in corner. The very first moment the dog laid a tooth on him was at that very same moment. He dove into that huge dog's throat. And drove deeper into the throat. At just 2 minutes they said no, this little shy dog called AK was just too much for their dog. Another guy brought another dog and it was on again. But I was impressed by this shy dog's speed, power, stamina, killer instinct. We drove home, sorted him out, asked my friend if I could have this dog. He said this one ain't going anywhere. After few weeks of persistence he finally said I could buy the dog. I jumped to it and paid him $800 for the dog. I was happy with my new purchase of a dog. After few months after schooling him out, I knew nothing of the big game. And the conditioning that goes with it, etc. Some friends of mine who had just returned from upcountry met with the guy known as AK-47 Kennels. LOL, what a name for a kennel to go with a dog named AK. And for sure he was one hell of a gun to have between your legs. Long story short, we spoke over the phone. And after a long discussion I finally sent the dog his way to campaign for me. In 2011 July, time has come when I see my dog. For the first time after months. He looked super strong and well worked, the shy little gun. AK versus Bo, males weights 22 kilograms, Bo 21.7, AK 22.2, AK is over by 200 grams. ST asks for some of the forfeit. And we go release an AK storms out of corner, meeting Bo in the center. And it's on. They go tit for tat for the first 15 minutes with the pit side chattering. Who is the beautiful black dog, Mr. 47? The handler is asked and Mr. 47 just laughs and says that's a good boy AK. At 25 minutes Bo tries sitting on the ear but AK says no to this and thrushes him into mid-air by the throat and body slams him down. At 32 minutes a turn is called on Bo. He does not like what AK is giving him as AK is in full control with shoulder, head and throat holds. 40 minutes 47 gets a handle on AK and brings him to the corner. AK can't be held in his corner, he's going crazy. But it's Bo to scratch and he comes out. AK meeting him in the center. With AK going all out, wanting to put Bo out of his misery at 44 minutes. The ball is in ST court. As AK is dishing it out, Bo starts protesting. AK is closing his throat at 50 minutes. ST throws in the towel. And concedes, making AK a well-deserved one-time winner. Well done son, you had everyone asking around about you. Sunday I left for my hometown, leaving AK in upcountry. What a weekend, I have got myself an official winner. Thank you for the hard work, Mr. 47. Months pass by and I get a call, CB, we got called up, SB is ready and wants a shot. We contracted and it's one. AK vs Scully, males weight 22 kg, Scully 22 kg, AK 21.5. This time around AK looking in the best shape ever. But as a puppy against a giant like Scully. Ha ha ha, with Sunny Boy saying Mr. 47 you're going 3 hours tonight. Release and it's on, AK coming out blistering hard onto Scully's ear. And he starts dancing. But without any effort Scully takes him out. Being the giant he was. At 10 minutes this show isn't slowing down at all. As these two dogs are not wanting to give away anything from each other, AK tries slamming Scully down. But Scully is too big and a good wrestler himself. At 22 minutes Scully goes ahead of AK. But still a bit tough to see which way this show will go. As the little 47 is not backing off from this one at all. And Scully and his handler a bit startled by the display of AK not slowing down at all. With Scully on top and not liking the little AK pushing him around. He looks around and the crowd is starting to ask questions. As he's in total control of AK. But seeming uncomfortable. With AK making up to his size and speed. At 28 minutes with not a lot of damage. But just Scully's brute force manhandling the little AK. I wait on AK-47 trying to get his attention to let him come to my corner. To tell him that I wanna pick up my boy. At 32 minutes I get him to the corner and I ask him to concede. As it would be save my boy and we would fight another day. At 32 minutes Scully is a well-deserved one-time winner. With AK 32 minutes one-time winner one-time game lose. It's a Sunday again and I'm off to my hometown again. And I leave my boy behind again with months passing by. I make the decision to bring my boy home. Transport is arranged and AK is loaded for transportation. Few days later my boy is finally home in good shape, healthy and well looked after. Thank you 47 Kennels for taking care of my boy. Few months go by and I get a call from the Scots. He has a champion. Wow, what an opportunity to do my boy into a champion. One-time winner one-time game lose AK versus the Scotman champion Cuzco. Weight 22 kgs males AK 22.3 champion Cuzco 22.2. The Scotman gives me 300 grams traveling allowance. As for this one, me myself and Young Money had to travel 1,000 kilometers. With 2 of our dogs. My first time traveling went well. We arrived one day before the show day. And the drive was exciting, adventurous and full of fun as we had our own fun with a lot happening on the road. Haha. It's show time. I get into the box with AK. He lays eyes on the champ. We release dogs and both dogs come out hard and true, AK meeting the champion in the corner hard. Driving him back into his corner. It's a speed show the first 10 minutes. With the champion showing some pit smart experience. And AK says hold on, I've got some tricks up my sleeves as well. And he bounces around the box like he owns it. At 25 minutes a turn is called on champion Cuzco with AK showing to pull ahead now. Giving pressure and defending everything the champion tries to throw at him. At 35 minutes a handle is made. I get AK run to the corner cooling him down Abbott as he started running hot. Abbott. It's time to go at it again with the break seeming to give AK a new edge. Champion Cuzco coming out of his corner like true champion. But AK meets him dead center straight at the throat. And drives him in the air and slams the champion to canvas. Wow, crowd is in for a good one as everyone is excited now. At 47 I get a handle with AK to scratch. I turn to face AK. I hear champion Cuzco moaning as he looks at AK. I'm thinking this is still going to be a long night. Cuzco blasts out of the corner only to be met by a throat hold. AK manhandled him. So hard he felt the force going through his body. As each contact with AK was too hard for him. AK is in full control. He now works in the down champ. And my corner is going crazy. Send him CB, send him. I'm pushing AK to finish. And he's in the throat working on the champion. Who later starts protesting as AK goes into his throat deeper. At 55 minutes the Scotman concedes. And picks up the champion. Making AK a well-deserved 2-time winner 1-time game lose. And making champion Cuzco 3-time winner 2-time lose game. Thank you for the sportsmanship the Scotman and crew. After the hunt we get home, sort out my boy. With something to eat. And a good night's rest. The Sunday afternoon after a hard weekend in JHB with me, and Young Money winning 1 and losing 2, it's time to head home. Little did I know that AK would later on become a producer of good dogs. Making him P.O.R. with 25/15 points and R.O.M. with 3/4 points. Thanks again for listening to the Texas Scratch King channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share the video. Until the next time my friends, as we always say, never submit to life and keep scratching every time.